This video is part of our Applications of Supply and Demand series. This one's about price controls. So by the end of this video, you'll be able to define and state the main consequences of price controls, including price ceilings and price floors. Price ceilings are a legal maximum price for a product. Legally, they keep a price from rising above a certain level. That's a ceiling. Remember, if you jump too high, the ceiling will hold you down. That's why the term glass ceiling makes sense. Governments typically set a price ceiling to protect consumers by making necessary products affordable, but this doesn't work out very well. It really doesn't. It makes people happy in the short time, which is why we talk about consumers being potential voters. But in the long term, it has pretty disastrous consequences. These consequences specifically are shortages, reduced quality, wasted time and resources, deadweight loss, loss of gains from trade. That's all we're talking about. And misallocation of resources. Hang on just a second while we worry about this one. For deadweight loss, what I really want to do is kind of put a pin in this one, because we will come back to that. Oh, that is just terrible. We'll come back to this one after we do consumer surplus and producer surplus. So hang on to that one for just a moment. But take a look at this diagram here. With the price ceiling here set at 500 and the equilibrium price of 600, what that means is that the only goods that are going to be sold are those that can be produced at below a price of 500. So that means we're going to have 15 goods supplied. That's a Q. And then we're going to have 19 goods demanded. So we have a shortage of goods. There are not enough goods to supply the market. Further, we're going to have reduced quality. And that's because every seller can find a buyer. So that means there's no incentive to make your product any good. If the price is being held down, there are more than enough buyers to go around. So you can just kind of phone it in. You can sell a really crappy product if you want to. Let's erase that pin while we're here. You can sell a really crappy product if you want to. Nobody's gonna refuse to buy it, or if they do, you can turn around and sell it to somebody else. Another thing that we can see is we have wasted time and resources. We call these search costs, because you are waiting in line, you are looking around to try to find a good. Very difficult to do. Deadweight loss, again, put a pin in it. And misallocation of resources means some resources are wasted because we're producing a whole bunch of goods, but we're not producing enough. So people are spending time looking for goods that they're not going to find. The other kind of price control is called a price floor. So a price control is just any kind of government regulation. A price floor is specifically a legal minimum price. The floor keeps you from falling into the ground. They're sometimes called price supports. FDR, if you guys learned about the New Deal, FDR used price supports for a lot of goods. Minimum wage is an example here, because the market probably would clear around this point. I could pay you, if you wanted to, I could pay you like $5 an hour to, I don't know, file stuff for me, but that would be illegal because it would violate the minimum wage, which is a price floor. This is kind of key here. The most common way government price supports work is that the government buys up the product, which, of course, as we all know, is very popular because the most comforting words you can hear are, I'm from the government and I'm here to help. 5 major consequences of price ceilings. First of all, there are surpluses. There are too many buyers because quantity supplied is greater than quantity demanded. And that means there's an incentive to produce goods of inefficiently high quality. If there are more sellers than buyers, you need to attract on something other than just having the good. So you attract on irrelevant dimensions. Some of the goods will be wasted. Again, we'll have deadweight loss. We'll put a pin in that. I am drawing a thumbtack here again because I've lost control of my life. And misallocation of resources. Here we're wasting the productive resources. Just keep in mind that when we have price controls, we are not going to have allocative efficiency. We're not going to maximize gains of trade. Again, we'll talk about that after we have a little bit of consumer and producer surplus stuff. And keep in mind as well that the law of diminishing marginal utility is always going to be helpful.